Welcome back. We are moving steadily. Trigonometry is the topic. Kalanda Eden Matova, my names. Pure mathematics is the subject. Or it is the paper under mathematics or principal mathematics, because we have also applied. Now, we've talked about trigonometric ratios, and I talked of the sine, the cosine, and the tangent. Now, we have other trig ratios. Those others are the reciprocals of the sine, cosine, and the tangent. Okay? Those are the ones. So, the reciprocal of sine is called cosecant, which we abbreviate as cosec. So therefore, if it is the cosec of any angle, this is 1 over sine of that angle. If it is the sec of any angle, this is 1 over the cos of that angle. And if it is the cot of theta, this one is 1 over the tan of theta. So these are other trig ratios that we do have. Cosec, cos, so it is cosec, sec, and the cot of those other angles that I've said. They are the reciprocals. They are the reciprocals. Now, having known this, we can then be able to calculate. We can be able to calculate numbers that involve any of those ones. We can be told to solve. We can be told to solve the following. Solve the following. Solve the following for 0 degrees less or equal to theta less or equal to 360 degrees. The first one, we have sec theta is equal to 2 cos theta. The second one, we have tan theta is equal to 4 cot theta plus 3. Then we have 3 cos theta plus 2 sec theta. It is 3 cos theta plus 2 sec theta plus 7 is equal to 0. So, solution. Roman 1. I've said, having known this, we can solve questions involving the sec or the cosec or the cot of any angle. So, sec theta is equal to 2 cos theta. What you do, just express these sec or cosec if you find any. Just express them in terms of the mother ratios. The mother ratios, I'm referring to the sine, cosine, and the tangent. So sec theta is 1 over cos theta. This one is equal to 2 cos theta. Okay? So if you cross multiply, you have 2 cos squared theta is equal to 1, or cos squared theta is equal to a half. Now, cos of theta is equal to plus or minus 1 over what? 1 over root 2. So, when cos theta is equal to 1 over root 2, theta is the cos arc of 1 over root 2, which is, you get your calculator. Remember here, this one, the first one is positive. So, when you press the calculator, you have 45 degrees Now remember, we are dealing with a cos. Cos is positive in the first, that's why we have the 45. And the last, the fourth, so it is 360 minus this, and we have 315 what? Degrees. Then, and draw this line there, when cos of theta is equal to -1 over root 2, we have theta is equal to the cos arc of -1 over root 2. So, now this is a negative. I've talked about it several times. If you're having a negative, treat it as a positive. Treat it as a positive. So if you are to treat it as a positive, you'll get a 45. Then, where is cos negative? Cos is negative in the first. Now, it is negative in the second and the third. So, you have 45. Then you have 180 minus 45, giving you 135 degrees. Then you also have 180 plus, that one will give you 225. Those are degrees. Therefore theta is equal to, we have 45 degrees, 135 degrees, 225 degrees, and 315 degrees, and 315 degrees. You can look at example 2. I can look at example 2. My example 2, I have tan theta is equal to 4 cot theta plus 3. So, this is tan theta is equal to 4 into 1 over tan theta plus 3. Okay, so you multiply all through, by tan theta. So if you do so, this one is going to become tan squared theta is equal to, now here you'll have a 4 because the tan will cancel with the tan down, plus 3 tan theta. Then you rearrange it properly. You'll have tan squared theta minus tan theta minus 4 is equal to what? I've brought all the elements on one side, and that is the left-hand side. Now, you have formed a quadratic equation, but in a trig form. So, you can use factorization to solve it. Factors of -4, which add up to a -3. We have tan squared theta plus tan theta minus 4 tan theta minus 4 is equal to 0. You can see I've used the theory of quadratics, solving quadratic equations. If you add this to this, you go back up there, okay? So this one is tan theta into tan theta plus 1 minus 4 into tan theta plus 1 is equal to 0. So we have tan theta plus 1 into tan theta minus 4 is equal to 0. So either tan theta is equal to -1. So theta is the arctan of -1. Get a calculator. This is negative, you have to be very keen there. It is negative what? It is a negative. So if it is a negative, tan is negative, tan is negative, tan is negative, ASTC. Tan is negative in the second, and tan is negative in the second and fourth. So if it is the second and the fourth, if we come here, treat this as a positive, you'll get a 45 degrees. So if you get a 45, use the trig equations. I've said tan is negative in the second. So you have 180 minus 45. That one will give you 135 degrees. And 360 minus 45. That one's giving you 315 degrees. Then, or tan theta is equal to 4. So, theta is the tan arc of 4. So, you can show that is a positive ratio. So, tan is positive in the first and third. So, shift to the arc tan of 4. This one is giving you 75.96 degrees. How do you get the second angle? You get 180 and add on with that answer, because according to the addition formulas, that's how you're supposed to do it. Remember, we have a theta here, then we have 180 minus theta, we have 180 plus theta, and 360 minus theta. Now, if it is positive in the in the first and the third, that's why I have added this angle plus 180 to get this. I got these two when I subtracted both ways. Okay? So, that is how you can go about it. Please, can you try out Roman 3 for you to perfect in what we are saying here? You try out Roman number 3. Try out Roman number 3. We are talking about the maximum and minimum values of sine theta and cos theta and cos theta and cos theta. Now, what we are going to do, we are going to come up with some simple graphs. We are coming up with some simple graphs. So, can press a 1 there and a negative 1 there. This is 0, this is 90, 180, 270, 360, 450. Those are all degrees. So on the horizontal axis, I have theta. I can move on the left hand side. I and have I can have negative 90, negative 180. All those are degrees and so on. Now, what is the sign of 0? The sign of 0 is 0. Sine 90 is 1. Sine 180 is 0. Sine 270 is negative 1. You can press you can press those values. Sine of 270 is -1. Then we have sine of 360 is 0. Sine of 450 is a +1. You can also move this other side. The sine of -90 is a -1, and the sine of 180 is 0. So if I join my plotted points, if I start from 0, I'll move like this. Okay? Something like that. So this one is supposed to be somewhere where it crosses that, and have something like that. Then still can have something like that. So that is the so-called sine curve, sine theta. That is my sine curve. I can also bring in the cosine curve. I can superimpose it here, the cosine curve. When cos of 0 is 1. The cos of 90 is 0. You can cross-check the cos of positive 180. Cos of 180. This is -1. We have it here. Cos of 270. Cos of 270. That one is a 0. So we have it here. Then cos of 360. Cos of 360. That one is 1. Cos of 360 is a 1. We have it there. Cos of 450. Can cross-check cos of 450. 450. That one is 0. This one here is 0. That one there is 0. Then I can move this other side. Can cross-check cos of -90. -90. It is a 0. It is here. And we can look at the cosine. Can look at the cosine of -180, and that is -1. Now if I join my plotted points, I started from here. Can have something like this. Something like that. Then like that. Okay? This is cos of theta. So looking at that as you see it on my board, it is evident that sine, or the maximum of sine theta, is 1, and its minimum is -1. Then the maximum of cos theta is 1, and its minimum, the minimum of cos theta, is also -1. From my graphs as you're seeing them. So what does that mean? What that means is values of cos theta cannot go beyond 1 maximally, and they cannot go beyond -1 minimally. That's why sometimes you can have cos of theta is equal to 4. Then if you want theta and you press that on a calculator, the calculator will tell you math error. And many of you put it there, math error. Please just put it there as no angles, because cos of theta doesn't go beyond 4 and does not go below -1. 1. We shall continue from there in our next lesson.